Okay, so I'm back again as vlog one, part two. To carry on from the previous one, I forgot to mention that I have a YouTube channel. That this will eventually get onto the YouTube channel as well, and I'd like to have some subscribers there. To go on to fibromyalgia again, um, there's a lot of people that suffer from it. Now, nobody dies from it, and it's not contagious. It can be hereditary. I do have some family members that were diagnosed years ago that battle it too. Shout out to my aunts, my Aunt Alice and my Auntie Joanne. Um, you guys are pretty strong ladies going through what you did. And with fibromyalgia, it's still considered, or there's still medical practitioners that can still consider it a fake illness or fake medical condition because they say it's all in your head. Well, yes, technically, because it's my brain doing it. What happens is your brain is causing your nerve endings to always send pain feedback from your body. And along with all the other symptoms, you get neuropathy as well. So I have a lot of tingling and numbness in my fingers and in my feet. And sometimes when you're lying there and you're trying to relax, your whole body feels very tingly all the way down. And it feels like when you like touch a TV that's on, like when, especially the old style TVs, and that like electricity feeling from your fingers, that's what it feels like through your whole body. So it's like on top of the pain and everything, there's this little weird feeling as well. It's very disconcerting. There are other things that can happen. Usually when you have fibro, you're double diagnosed with other things. So there's like fibro and lupus, fibro and MS, fibro and arthritis. For me, it's fibro, TMJ disorder, which is another symptom. Doesn't really, not everybody has it, but I do have it. Fibro TMJ disorder, Meniere's disease is very common. It's not fibromyalgia symptom, but a lot of fibro people end up with Meniere's disease, which is very, very hard to deal with as well. It's vertigo and ringing in your ears, and you like can lose your balance. I'll talk a little bit later about safety issues as well with Meniere's disease and fibro, and mobility issues. um, with that being said, um, the there just fibro brain here. Sorry. Um, oh yeah. To go back to the medications. Most of the medications are weight gaining meds. Um, and ta-da. This is what happens with fibro people. They people don't like when you're diagnosed, they don't treat the fibromyalgia, they just treat the symptoms because there is absolutely very little research on it. Again, people still think it's a made-up illness. People don't die from it, but there's a very, very, very high suicide rate with fibro people. um, if you join support groups, and you'll notice people mentioning so and so passed away, so and so passed away. It's because people just give up. They're just so tired of being in pain and battling every day and struggling every day that they just give up. And it's very, very, very sad to hear. And that there's no cure for it. You have to accept the fact that you have this for the rest of your life. And it's very, very, sometimes very hard to come to terms with that. So I'll talk to you about a couple of things that you can do to help you with that, like in the next few minutes or in another segment. Because there's always alternative medicine and alternative treatments that do help along with the medications. Um, I also realized that I've denied this for a while, but I do have abilities, and I find that I've been talking to people with fibromyalgia that they actually do have some level of an ability. And the big one and this is what I have, or this is what I am an empath. Apparently, I'm a very strong empath, which means I can feel, read, and experience your emotions when I'm around you. And this is probably why sight sound sensitivity is very high with fibro people. I can barely go into malls. I can't like hang out at the mall. The noise, the lights, the people, Like it's too peoply, and like it means that I'm feeling everybody's emotions. It's like boom, boom, boom all over me. I can't do grocery shopping at Superstore, or like I could barely go into Costco. Like when I go to Costco, it's usually because I want to get the meat, and it's only in one section, and we're there in and out because my friend also does not like that. So we're kind of very fast when we need to go to Costco. We don't go and browse at the store. I now have to order my groceries online. Before I used to be able to pick them up, but now I have them delivered. I can go into like Walmart, or I can go into the Superstore if I'm just gonna run in and get some bread and milk or whatever, like little items. I can do a small Walmart, but the like large Walmarts, like the Walmart at St. Vital Mall, I can't do that. That's just no, that's too much. But I can do this Walmart at Southdale Center. Go figure. I could go to places like Giant Tiger or Dollarama or like dollar stores and things like that because they're not big, and usually they're not overly crowded either. And I can get away with without having to have a meltdown in the middle of an aisle because it's too much. Along with being an empath, and this is I notice with a lot of people with fibro, they have some level of empathy with them in them. Is I'm also sensitive, which means and being a sensitive doesn't mean I hear dead people or speak to dead people. Like I don't commune with your lost relatives or dead relatives. I don't have messages. For me, being a sensitive is I do hear I call them souls, and I'll explain a little bit later why. They're souls, and I hear them call for help. I've had this ability since I was young, because I remember when I was young, I would feel hands grabbing me, and I hear voices when I'm awake and doing stuff, and it scared me. And to kind of backtrack a little bit, and I was raised Catholic. I do believe in Catholicism. That's my faith. I do have a very strong faith in that. But I'm also very spiritual, and there's a bit of a difference, and I'll kind of explain that later on. But to say the reason why I call spirit souls is because of my Catholic upbringing. And I was scared, so I talked to my mom. I was like 9 or 10 at the time. So I talked to my mom, and she sat me down, and she explained to me that I was not a normal little girl, that I was special, and that these were the holy souls in purgatory, that they were asking for help and just to pray for them. That's all you need to do is pray for them. So now as an adult, what I do end up having is dreams. And I'll have dreams like if it's a family member, I can hear them calling my name and saying help. If it is a stranger calling out for help, I just hear them say help, help, help. And all I can do is pray. And usually my go-to prayer is actually the Hail Mary, because I do have a strong devotion to Our Lady. That prayer has got me through so many night terrors, nightmares, scary parts, just through a lot of trials and tribulations in my life. I've always turned to that prayer, and I still turn to that prayer, even to this day. So I'm running out of time with this segment, so I'm going to pick it up in part 3, and I'll talk a bit about being a spiritual and religion. And you don't have to be religious to have fibro and to be spiritual, but for me it kind of goes hand in hand. And then we'll pick up again on different other things. We'll kind of go into different things that you can do. And and just to remind, before I forget, I do have a YouTube channel. I might have mentioned this earlier. Again, Fibro Rain just kicked me here. So this eventually will be on my YouTube channel as well. But right now it's going to be posted on Instagram to start with. Anyways, to part 3.